So we're gonna keep going. Now, before I put the saddle up there with the pad, I'm going to put the saddle up there without the pad. A couple of reasons is I want to make sure it mostly fits him. Another reason, I want to see how he behaves. In case I got that reaction. And try it again. Good boy. Good boy. He turned around and looked at the saddle out of this right eye. He's looking. Doesn't seem too overly concerned about it. At this point, what I can tell, the saddle seems to fit him fairly well. Let's go back over here and grab the pad. And you noticed I threw the saddle on from the right. I do that all the time with these green horses because that way I only have to walk around them one time when I'm tightening the saddle. That way I can get it done. Keeps me from walking in front as often, which is a bad place to be. And then we can work on putting it on from the left. Most people saddle from the left. You notice I also have a stirrup up so it doesn't flop down and scare him. I'll work on that more later. Right now I want him to accept it, be okay with it. I don't want to overly scare him with it. Seems to fit him pretty good. I probably could have taken a rope and gone around his girth and worked him with the pressure. Now I want to turn him so that his attention is on me more than or as much as the cows before I girth it up. I did not work tightening the girth up to show him that sensation. I could have, but I decided not to because when I rubbed my hand under him, it really didn't seem like there was any tension, any cause for worry, but I'll kind of bounce it on him now. Pull it tight a little bit. Doesn't seem worried at all. Now at this point, when I start tightening the saddle, I cannot let him go until I get the saddle tight enough for it to stay on. At this point, we are committed. I'm going to get it tight enough so it ain't going to fall off. I'd like to get one more hole. If he was to run off in a circle bucking, I can't have the saddle falling off of it. It has to stay on. So I have to have it tight enough for that. All right, now let's see what he does when he moves his feet. Give him a little bit more room this time. The reason for that is I don't want him as close in on me. A lot of times when you first put a saddle on a horse and they're scared, they'll come to you for help. I want a little bit more space here. Work my way over to my lunge line. So I have no idea what was done with him at that Arabian trainer, at the trainers, and it's been a few years ago. It hasn't been recently. But it looks to me like whatever they did was pretty good work. Good boy. See his brain kick in there? He got to the wall and he had to think, what do I do now? He had to make a decision, and he made a good decision. He fell back on his training. That's what I look for. I want the horse to fall back on training. If they're ever unsure about something, you should have that training, that foundation to fall back on, and that's what he did. Change direction again. Let's go. I want you to move a little bit. Don't have to move fast, but we need to move a little bit. Okay, so he's changing directions really nice. I don't think he's hardly pulled on me a single time since, no, didn't have your attention. I don't think he's pulled on me a single time since I started lunging him. The next thing I'm going to go to is I'm going to see if he'll drive. See if he'll ground drive. Turn left and right. That'll tell me if he's been taught any steering. And I'll be able to carry that steering to the saddle when he's ready. Good boy. Good boy. And you notice I had him move his feet, but at no point am I wanting to get him physically tired, physically overexerting himself. Still looking at them cows. I bet this is going to make a nice cow horse. Still eyeing the cows. Now I worked the rope with his feet. I've worked his feet. So I don't expect him being scared of the rope is going to be a problem. Clipping the lines to the halter. I'm not pulling on the bit. I expect when I get this line behind his back legs, he's probably going to move forward. Probably going to scoot forward a little bit. That's what he's been doing. It's what he started doing when I had the little crop back there. This is a situation where you definitely don't want to run the lines through the stirrups, because if he goes forward, well, that's not what I expected. Much better reaction than I expected. I thought it would go off forward as soon as that line went behind his butt. See what we got. Change directions. Give him a chance to figure out what I'm asking for. There we go. Now let's go the other way. Good boy. I'm not going to go too close to the cows. Let's go this way. At this point, I'm using my same aids that I'm going to use from the saddle. Left rein go left, right rein go right. A tick to walk on, which later a tick is going to be trot. My seat will be walk on, but until that's developed, I'll be using a tick to walk on. Turn right. Turn left. Okay, so I just flipped this stirrup down. I'll do it when I change directions again so you can see. Just flip this stirrup over the line. If I can catch it in there. Yeah, here, I got this one. So I'm gonna flip this right stirrup. And he's not overly worried about it, which should go a long ways towards not being overly concerned about my feet. Let's change directions again. So at this point, when he starts to trot forward, I'm gonna change directions. I want to build in some self-control, some self-discipline in that forward. I'm not going to take the forward out. I don't want to take the forward out. But I want some self-discipline so that he gives me the forward when I ask for it. Let's turn left again. Turn right. Flip this right stirrup. There we go. So I'm going to drive him around a minute. We'll keep video, and I'm going to drive him around a minute. I'm going to gradually work him closer to that end of the pen. I need a couple things to happen. First of all, if I'm riding him and he's worried, I need him to still go where I ask him to go. This horse might go to shows, might trail ride. We might ride in a pasture next to a bunch of Brahma bulls. There's no telling. He needs to go because he's asked to go. Even when it's something scary, and that is a big part of the horse building confidence in you as a rider, as a handler. Every time we go towards these cows and he gets worried and I say, go over here, and we come back and he's still okay, that's him getting confidence in my decisions, my decision making on his behalf. He's like, oh, I'm comfortable over here. They didn't eat me. I'm okay. Thank you for making a good decision for me. Let's walk back down here. As he gets more confident in my decision making on his behalf, he'll start doing more things for me. There, we're a little further that way. He'll start doing more things for me because I asked, even if he's scared. That transfers to pretty much everything you're ever going to do under saddle, whether that be showing, working cows, trail riding in a scary park, riding across the bridge, anything. Going in a trailer. I want him doing because I asked him to do. Let's turn left right here. We're going to get even a little closer. And turn left. There we go. A little worried. A little worried. And let's go back. Basic pressure and release is all that is. Basic pressure and release. Add the pressure down there, release the pressure over here. No different than sacking out to a flag, a bag, anything. Basically, I'm sacking out with a cow. Good boy. Make a couple more laps. I think we're really close to a breakthrough down there. So I want to go a couple more times and then I will probably quit. What I am seeing, first of all, we're walking with a little more pace back here. And he's counter bending or arcing his body away from the cows a lot less. See right there, we maintained a straighter walk. It still wasn't perfect, but it was straighter than what it was. He's walking out a little better. He's less worried about the cows down there. We're getting confidence in my leadership. He's getting confidence in my leadership. He's getting a little bolder. There we go, good boy. Let's change directions and do the same thing the other way. Left. He was wanting to go to the cows that time. Bet this is going to end up being a very cowy horse. I had an Arabian a good while back that I showed in Cow Horse and National Range Horse Association and Arabian shows, but really excelled at NRHA and NRCHA. There we go. See, he's a little more worried this direction, a little bit more counterbent. We're gonna make another loop, do it again. At this point, he knows how to turn left, turn right. I bet he'll stop when I ask. I'm working on that, but that's not the primary goal of what I want to accomplish right this second. I can say, okay, yeah, he's steering, let's stop. I'm after this confidence right here. I'm after the mind. There we go. But he maintained his rhythm better. One more circle. Didn't maintain our rhythm that time. Let's go again. They're looking at him now. They've eaten their food. So they're meandering around a little more. That's probably going to have him a little more apprehensive, but that's okay. There we go. There we go. I'm not going to fuss at that hollering. Not right now. If it'd be different, if it was more of a stallion hollering to a mare, yeah, I would fuss at him. At that point, he's just hollering. Am I the only person here? Am I gonna get eaten by one of these cows? He's just hollering, just wanting a buddy. That's all that was. Let's ask for a stop and see what we get. Whoa. Whoa. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So, let's take the saddle off. I'm going to take the saddle off first, bridle off last. Again, watching him when I'm in front of him. I don't trust him yet. I probably will get to where I will. He don't seem like he really wants to do anything bad. Don't seem like he wants to hurt you. But because he was a stallion for 7 years, I'm going to treat him like he was a stallion for 7 years. See, as soon as I touched the bridle up here, he started turning his ear to me. I'm not going to take it off just yet. Rub his ear just a little bit. And I'm going to take it off slow. You don't want, I'll put it back on and stop for a second. You don't want to get your horse to the point where when you start taking the bridle off, they start jerking their head back. That is what is going to, that's the beginning of bridling issues, mouth issues. You're not going to rub on me either. So I'm going to make sure I take it off slow. Let him spit it out. There we go. Good boy. Horse has been bridled a good bit at some point. He's too good with it not to have. Again, just like before, I'm going to keep a short lead rope so he can't turn his butt to me. Once I start unsaddling, I'm committed. I cannot stop because it cannot fall off of him. Do our one crossover. Put the girth up. Good boy. So overall, I am very pleased with how he did today. His name is Saber. I'll be doing some more videos of him, and you'll see how he comes along. We've got pretty high hopes of him, and see what we can get to him. See what we can get him to do. Until next time, thank you for watching.